Hello and welcome to another Max Milano Picks. And today we're going to talk about street photography, particularly street photography during Day of the Dead. And Day of the Dead, it's celebrated all over Latin America and also in Spain, but in Mexico they've taken it to another level. And not only is it celebrated in Mexico, it's also celebrated here in California. And we're lucky enough that we have a legendary Day of the Dead celebration here in Northern California, where I live, up in Oakland, California, and we're lucky enough to check out their incredible Day of the Dead celebration. And we also were able to check out another one in Sacramento, California. And the beauty of the Day of the Dead celebrations, both in Mexico and here in California, is that each town will celebrate it its own way. Like in Mexico City, tends to be very a lot of the Day of the Dead costumes and the parades have to have like a Mexica flavor to it. So you'll see people dressed as Aztec warriors and things like that. And that's kind of like the direction where Oakland went. You'll see some of the footage and you see the images. And then within Sacramento, they went more the traditional Oaxacan way, and you see in the way they dress and things like that. And it's the same in Mexico. It depends on which area of Mexico you are, which village you go to. You'll find just a different flavor of Day of the Dead, which is basically tinged by the local culture of that area. And the reason why a celebration like Day of the Dead is a fantastic opportunity for street photographers is that one of the biggest challenges for street photographers after picking their gear, and if you want to learn more about which gear I recommend for street photography, you can check out my previous video. So once you have your camera, once you have your rig, and you're ready to go out there and do street photography, a lot of the times, if you've never done it before, you'll find that it's quite challenging to approach people or just be in the street and feel comfortable shooting people. And this is a skill that basically you'll have to build up with time. You just basically have to go out there and do it and feel natural, snapping away and interacting with subjects and talking to them. And it's something very simple, but it's very difficult to do at the beginning. So a celebration, a festival like Day of the Dead and other similar festivals are a great opportunity for someone who's just getting started into street photography to practice getting close to the subjects and engaging with them. And the reason being is that people go to these festivals all dressed up in full regalia, full Day of the Dead regalia, or there are some of them are dressed as Catrinas, which is the most typical way. You see a lot of the ladies and the women that dress with Katrina makeup. Some people will be dressed as Aztec warriors, etc., etc. But in all of their cases, most of the time, they're out there to be seen, or they'll be part of a show. So they'll be quite keen of letting you get close and engage them and take photos, and they'll sometimes even pose. And this is just great practice to build up your confidence as a street photographer. By the end of the day, you probably engage 10, 30, 40, 50 people, and then that confidence just builds up. So the next time you're on about in your neighborhood, or you're traveling, or wherever you are, then it just becomes natural for you to just snap away, and whilst you engage your subject. And so I have some great photos to show you from my last Day of the Dead expedition, street photography expedition. Decided to go in color for the stills to really show how colorful these costumes are. And sometimes I like to go black and white. A lot of street photographers stick to black and white. I like to mix it up a little bit based on the mood, based on the place where you are, and obviously when costumes are this colorful. And this camera, the EOS M6 Mark II from Canon, has an incredible color reproduction, and you know, it can get amazing black and white photos, but it also really captures the vibrant colors of the Day of the Dead celebration. So can't recommend this rig enough for somebody getting started in the street photography genre. And talking about street photography, my street photography book, Mexico City Noir, is out. It's available in Amazon, both in English version and a Spanish version. And this is the product of my latest trip down to Mexico City, where I decided to go to Mexico City to really get started into street photography. The mood of the city, and I wanted to capture more like a 1950s Mexican cinema kind of noir style, so photos are black and white. But there's poetry in here as well, so because we're trying to capture also the spirit of the beat poets that used to live in Mexico City in the 50s, and there's actually one in color as well. So as like I said, depends on the mood. You might want to go with color or black and white. This makes a fantastic present for anyone who's interested in street photography, or also interested in the culture of Mexico City, the fascinating culture, and then the poems kind of seem to, each photo comes with a poem, so kind of the poem kind of explains a little bit of the vibe and the feelings you get when you wandering around Mexico City and looking at all these amazing sights. So great gift for your loved ones for Christmas. And we're going to be in Guadalajara pretty soon, over Thanksgiving weekend, at the Guadalajara Book Fair. So look out for this book over there, Mexico City Noir, English and Spanish versions. So it'll help you learn Spanish or learn English, and also it'll help you just finally get into street photography the way you've always been dreaming about being a street photographer. This will help you pull the trigger and become a street photographer that you've always dreamed about. So stay tuned next week. We recently came back from a trip to Spain. We were in Santiago de Compostela, which is the terminus of the Camino de Santiago. And I was there, lucky enough to be there during golden hour as the sun is setting. And as you walked around the streets, a lot of these Spanish, Santiago de Compostela in particular, like similar to other Spanish old towns, still have the kind of like the medieval alleyways, and during golden hour it's just incredible. So stay tuned next week. We'll do a street photography safari of Santiago de Compostela. So see you right here next week, same channel. So without further ado, let's check out our latest exploration, street photography exploration of Dia de los Muertos in Northern California, in Oakland and in Sacramento. And drop us a line if you're interested in learning how to process your street photos. We'll be glad to be doing some Lightroom tutorials because once you take the photos and once you have the confidence to go out there and take the photos, that's part of the process. But then the real art is later, when you get home and you're looking at your photos and you're choosing which ones you really want to showcase and which ones you want to show your artistry. And Lightroom right now is really evolved to become a tool for your artistry. So, it's almost like basically like an instrument. So I almost feel sometimes like a painter when I'm using Lightroom, because you compose the image out in the field, and then when you get home, you can really tell a story in many different ways just from the way you process the same shot. So the same shot can look happy, or it can look moody, or it can look sad, just from the way that you treated in Lightroom. And that's when the second part of your artistry really shines, where you can really express what you were feeling at the time of taking the photo, or what the photo kind of evokes. So stay tuned. We'll be doing some Lightroom tutorials for street photography, both black and white and in color, so that you can not only develop the confidence to get your street photography rig and get out there and shoot photos, even if it's just of your neighborhood, but also to develop the confidence to come back home, fire up Lightroom, and really get your let your artistry shine through processing the photos the most artistic way possible, so that it expresses your personality and your feelings. And this is what the art of photography is all about. So here we go. Let's check out my street photography adventures during Dia de los Muertos. Let's go.
Mm.